When I'm old and rich, maybe I'll tell you, Luis, if it worked. I don't want to be poor. Okay, we're doing live on YouTube. You guys are seeing the questions on the chat? Okay,
Yes, I do.
let's start. Today we're talking about the pursuit of resilience and emotional intelligence. Question number one, guys. How does the practice of radical self-honesty accelerate the process of personal growth? Angelica, can you start answering, please?
In my perspective, the practice of radical self-honesty needs to be accompanied, followed by self-kindness and also self-awareness. Because without this type of care, we can be too hard on yourself. And it risks to turning into excessive self-criticism because I used to be self-criticism with me. And because of that, I believe it need to be followed by self-kindness. And for me, this challenge is to recognize our achievements and not focus on only on what is missing in your life, but see the big picture. You don't just see only what is missing. And that's it.
That's a excellent point, because if we are not mature enough, we can end up criticizing ourselves too much if we are being radically self-honest. Marcelo, what do you think? What is your opinion?
Sure. I guess this is, this topic is related with discipline, because when you try to be a radical self-honest yourself, you try, push yourself at the same times to do or start something that didn't to didn't in the past and stuff like that. And when you decided to start, you being, radical with yourself to do something or, some goal, stuff like that.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Luis, you have something to add? What is your opinion on this?
Yes, I have just one thing to add because I totally agree about Marcelo and Angelica said before. And I do believe that self-honesty, radical self-honesty and the self-awareness is the struggle of a life because it's a everyday challenge because self-awareness is not just a mathematical thing. And I do believe that is like about choice, when you choose something, you delete other, because this is how you learn how to do with life, and when you choose a thing, you delete a lot of. I don't know if I was clear to say that, but I think it's this about personal growth, is self-awareness and choices, Life is made about choices. Every step, every choice you do in your life has a consequence. And when you have a clear understanding made about what you are and what you want for your life, when you don't mind about other people or about the rules of society, of the group of friends, family, and the struggle become more hard. And but in the end of the day, you will be the luxury of being you, something like that, I think.
It's funny you say that about when you choose something, you choose to delete the other options. Because For me, it was a virada de chave, a shift in my mind when I understood this. Because when I was younger, I always complain. When I choose something, I complain of the consequences of choosing that. I didn't had in my mind that I was choosing also to delete the other options and arcar with the consequences of my choice. Nice, guys. Question number 2. In what ways can developing emotional intelligence improve your ability to navigate complex social thresholds? I'm going to read again. It was complex to me. In what ways can developing emotional intelligence improve your ability to navigate complex social thresholds? Angelica, if you don't understand, please say something that we can try to understand together.
I understood that developed emotional intelligence should be a priority in our lives because we face challenging situations throughout life and in time. Being prepared to deal with this situation make us more smart, wiser, more capable, and more resilient as well. And it's important to develop intelligent emotional intelligence because it's essential for life, for navigating complex social situation, because life constantly places us in a challenging context that require emotional regulation, empathy, self-awareness, reflections, and because this emotional intelligence is a crucial in our life. I understand about this, the importance to develop.
For sure, for sure. You said everything. When we are grown-ups, we need to have this how can I say that, this baggage of situations to try to deal with every situation that appears, even a professional, but also the smallest situation, like with our parents, with our kids, our partners. We need to have these skills developed. Marcelo, what do you think? What is your opinion?
For sure. I think, developing emotional intelligence is totally related with, knowing yourself, mental health, I'm sorry. And I think you need to have, emotional control, emotional control, of yourself, and to feel good with yourself, in the same time make decisions throughout your routine, your family, professional life and stuff like that. But to achieve emotional intelligence, needs time. It's not a happen, suddenly, but you need to training your resilience, your mental health, and looking for help and support for getting better every single day, because it's make yourself a better person, and help you building a good environment, you know, um, to make feel the people that live around you uh, feel respected, feel, safe to talking with you or stuff like that. Because if you demonstrated, like I have a angry person, I'm a angry person, it's, uh, make you, how can I say, make you being far away the people that living around you, you need to include it, it's about myself, because I live, today, nowadays, it is 15 persons, peoples, I'm sorry. And I need to be this guy. Resilience, pay attention, listen more than speaking every single day. You know, I'm getting better every single day, so much than 15, 7 years ago. But it was needs to get support, looking for support about that. It's a building every single day.
Yes, it's a build and takes time. And I think we're gonna die without being 100% trained in emotional intelligence, because I think there's always something that we need to improve. We can improve in our emotional intelligence, also in other skills, because we're gonna die without knowing everything in the world is normal. But emotional intelligence, there's always something that we need to improve that maybe comes from our childhood. For example, our fear, something that we didn't treat when we were child, and we brought this to our adult life. So there's always something to improve. Luis, what do you think?
Just quick adding, sorry.
Okay.
It is something learnable, It's then teachable, then learnable. I think
Yeah.
it's possible. It's no easier, but it is possible. You need just give yourself a chance for.
For sure. I believe, I think like you need to know how to, how can I say, for example, cook a pasta, a macarrão. You have to learn the steps, and there's a recipe. We can also learn emotional intelligence. I think it's harder, but we can also learn. Luis.
Well, guys, just to add in here, about the whole of develop emotional intelligence is a crucial nowadays, because our society, especially in Brazil, everyone is very hurted, because we are living a time very, very tough, because nowadays we are struggling to survive. Everyone is trying to survive, because it's very hard to buy a house, to buy a car, to have your monthly spends, So I think that we need to take care about each other. So if for instance, all my friends are very overwhelmed, overthink, they are struggling. So sometimes someone can be very hardcore with you about nothing, like political views and this kind of things. So I think it's time to develop how to acolher the people who you love, to be to make a change, because uh, our society nowadays, with this kind of competition with everyone against everyone, is a bad thing. And well, everyone needs to develop. I need to develop, because sometimes I explode with the error of my building. So they forgot to send me the bills to pay, and I need to pay with the tax, and I got angry, and I need to develop, because our society nowadays is pushing us to be very, very uh, stimulate. Our feelings are stimulate all the time. For instance, we have bad news all the time. We have to survive the end of the day. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. So everyone is so not angry but alert all the time. So develop, not be driven by the feelings. But emotional intelligence is very important, and I think that's everyone must start to think about, because we need to be more cool with everyone.
I relate to everything you said, Luis. I feel like my mind is always overstimulated and ready to give you the angry and correct answer to correct someone. Like you said about your building, I usually perceive with me and my boyfriend that we are always mad at someone or something, and we are trying to correct other person. Like, oh my God, did you see the energy company? They didn't charge us correct. So this feeling, I think, is to the whole country, because like you said, we live in poor conditions.
Yes, I do believe that in whole culture because everyone's in the same everyday struggle, you know. Everyone is trying to not drown in this, and don't matter, you know. But in the end of the day, we are all humans, you know. I do believe in this, you know. So we need to back like in the 80s and the 90s, you know, and because you live the moment, you are not. Uh, Slave of Twitter or Instagram, you know. We live the moment, your work and of the end of the day, not this kind of things, you know. It's a
Yes,
crazy society that you need to understand how to live and care with each other.
for sure, for sure. Guys, question number 3. To what degree is your current identity shaped by your past failures rather than your successes? Angelica.
Yeah, I believe that my identity has been shaped more by my past failures than my successes or achievements, because I used to focus on much more on my mistakes than on my achievements. I don't know if you guys are some like that, but sometimes other people can see important moments in my life. For example, people not how much I have changed, and myself I fail to notice, especially the simple and meaningful things that happen in my life. But I am trying to be more kinder to myself, because the other see my progress, my I'm fair to notice. That's it.
I totally agree with you, Angelica. I feel the same. I sometimes need to ask my shrink, my therapist, to remind me of what did I grow, what did I improve that in her perception, because I don't perceive that. It's very weird. Marcelo, what about you?
Well, I would say we have the privilege to make mistakes and sometimes be wrong or something or whatever. And I'm sorry guys, my dog is over in the barricade. But what one of the interesting things about it, this kind of topic, is the possibility and capability who you built to rebuild your mindset about your errors through your life, and building the new chapter in your life, because this is making mistakes. It's a very good thing. Imagine you if you not making mistakes, stuff like that. Everyone would be perfect, but it's a very good, interesting thing. I would say my several mistakes that I made in the past today is a key to be a better person, not just in my professional life, but as a father, as a brother, as a son, stuff like that. It was necessary to through bad situations in my past. And it's a really, really good things that can happen any people, you know, in the world. When you are honest who you are and where you're gonna be, it's a, you know, it's make easier to challenge yourself, to challenge some, you know, trouble, stuff like that. And you can do it. I think the make mistakes make part of life. It's a, I see that like a good thing and necessary.
For sure. I just feel that our society, I'm speaking about Brazil, but I think other countries too, we treat mistakes as horrible things that need punishment almost every time. So I don't think we feel safe to make a bad decision around our family, around our friends, because we always feel like someone is gonna punish us or judge us because of the wrong decisions. What do you think, Luis?
Well, I was thinking here, I think that is part of life because life is about movement, like I said before, and making mistakes is very important because I think this is the part of learning all about your self-awareness, and it's very important to make mistakes because if you don't make mistakes, you probably you won't not recognize what you are truly, you know. For instance, well, my father, my parents always dreamed to me have a public service, you know, a stable work for the lifetime, for a lifetime period. And but this don't work for me, you know. So I need to pass for this moment and understand that work for for years, their traumas and kind of things, but don't work for me. And was a mistake in the past. I learned it, and I'm trying every day, you know. So it's important, and it's very strange because success for our society is a very, very controversial word, you know, because what's success nowadays? For instance, for my neighbor, BYD car is a success, no? For me, it's terrible, no? It's a cafona, you know? And this kind of things, you know, success is very, I don't know. It's these guys, I don't know.
I knew you were gonna say that about BYD when you started. My boyfriend feels the same. He says if you one day buys a BYD, you're not my girlfriend anymore. Just kidding, of course, but because he likes the sound of the engine of the car. That's
It's not about the engine of the cars. I don't know him, but I totally agree with him because it's about not to be fooled by a company, you know, because it's a poor quark. Well, another day we talk about this.
I'm gonna make a set of questions about electric cars and BYD. We can talk about this. I like the theme. All right. Eu até esqueci de quem era a vez. Você foi o último? Yes, okay. Let's start with question number 4 then. How do you distinguish between a healthy desire for self-improvement and an obsessive need for perfectionism? Angélica.
For me, the line between healthy and self-improvement and perfectionism can be very difficult to define, especially because modern society constantly pressure us to make continuous progress in order to remain competitive in the job market, in this context, in professional context. And we are expected to constantly upskill new thing, new abilities, learn new languages, and acquire abilities, technological abilities and also improve our ability to develop soft skills as well. And for me, self improvement becomes unhealthy when I driving by fear or when I for external approval, validation, or the feeling of never being enough. And it's more important when is more genuine curiosity or keep balancing about these skills and investing on our personal growth. For me, that's it. I see that's way.
It makes a lot of sense. It becomes bad for us, unhealthy when we are driven by fear. I like that. Marcelo, what do you think? What is your opinion about this?
So nowadays, being perfectionist is not a good thing, my view. But there are a lot of people is perfectionist, but uh, each each people decide for you which the lifestyle works in your life. But between health desire and self-improvement, it's a controversial because imagine you, let's gonna start the 2026. Imagine you are a fat person and you set a goal to end the year. I'm gonna be, uh, forget the word, fit or magro, magra. Alguém lembra?
I think it's fit.
Fit?
Skin, skinny,
Thin.
thank you.
Yeah, thin. And in the same times you don't change your behaviors to achieve this goal, and that's why as I mentioned before, you need to know yourself and control your desires to make your life better. But at the same times, we live in intensely changes are just not only in Brazil but around the world, in all of the world. Uh, Technology, news, stuff like that. It's constant changes, and it's make you try to improve yourself in some fields of your life, and the same times take you building a different mindset than another person or people. Like, I need getting better every single days. I will push myself, but the most of the times we push so ourselves to getting better every single day and just forget as I'm not sure who was mentioned, I'm human, I make mistake. I know I need getting better every single day, but I'm not machine. I'm a human. So when you self yourself, it's make easier to difference it, like health desires and being perfectionist or not.
It's an interesting point of view. I have never thought about this. And yeah, sometimes it's not we need to push yourself. Like this example you said, when a person is fat and want to lose weight, you need to get out of the comfort zone, like people said.
No.
Luis, what do you think? What is your opinion?
Well, guys, at least for me, well, in my everyday life, perfectionism is very related to anxiety, and anxiety and procrastination, the things, because when I realize that I am trying to be very, very, very perfect in my tasks, I know that I'm trying to avoid the end of the task. So this is what happens to me. When I try to make a lot of, well, minutes before we start this marriage, I was in a meeting with my boss, and we are talking about my last deliverable, and he said to me, "Well, you need to make the things simple. We don't need all this kind of thing, all these features and all this. You need to be direct for us. And I know inside something inside me was telling to me that I was procrastinating the things because I was trying to be perfect. And I know for me it's very related to anxiety and procrastination.
It's a good point. I think I have that sometimes, Luis.
Yeah,
I
I
want
have all
to
the time.
you all the time. But it is good that you already know that, because imagine if you were trying just to be perfect, just to get people's applause, and didn't realize that at the end you just were procrastinating.
Yes.
Guys, question number 5. Let's start with Marcelo now. How does the intentional practice of mindfulness alter your psychological response to high stress situations? First, Marcelo, have you ever practiced mindfulness? Do you know what it is?
So I never ever practice on that, but I think it is a good thing, you know. Yeah, I think it will help me a lot, maybe. So mindfulness alter your psychology responses to high stress situation. I think every people needs one one moment with yourself, just only get in your room, sit down, breathe, practice meditation. It is one of the way you can you made to think about it, what is successful for you, what is life quality, what is your perspective to the future, what you need to do to getting better in something. I think this it's probably can be a good thing to practice, I know. And at the same time, I think make you, how can I say, I forgot the word right now, I'm sorry. How can I say, at the moment you try know yourself, as I mentioned before, and at the same time looking for what this perspective can getting better your day, your routine, or the people that living around you. I think I guess that is works in the practice. I never, as I mentioned, I never ever do that, but it's a good idea. Maybe in the future. Start today.
Yes, a New Year's resolution to practice mindfulness. I have never practiced this before also, but it was good because you said about having this moment to yourself, to think, to talk to yourself about your life, your goals, what you did wrong, what you want for your life. It's good. We talked about this last week about the need of silence in relationships, and it's similar to that subject, the last immersion, right? We talk about how it's important to have silence in relationships so you can think about, for example, after a fight, So I think this moment, mindfulness is related, but the relationship with yourself. Have your moment to focus on your life. Angelica, what is your opinion about this? And have you ever practiced mindfulness or meditation?
I try for a short time when I become aware of the importance of mindfulness in online course offered by my university called Drama das Emoções, the course. This course provided valuable opportunities to engage in guided practice and experiencing moments of relaxation, which helped me better understand how mindfulness can regulate the body's response to stress. So I understood about the importance of slow down, enjoy the present moment, take a moment for yourself, get out of autopilot, piloto automático, né? E despite recognize the benefits, the mindfulness, I have a struggle to maintain this practice consistent in my daily routine. But in this year, I plan to take a break for more time and incorporating into my routine at least once a week. I believe this is it can be helpful. It maintain to mental balancing in inner calm during particularly in stressful moments. For example, in my context in academic settings, because tend to be disturbing my emotional. It's very hard the constant academic. It's very pressure. So for me, the mindfulness, the practice helped me a lot. They take a break from me. That's it.
Yes, yes. The academical environment is very toxic sometimes. I tried to do my, how can I say that? Take my master's degrees when I was younger. And I didn't because it was a toxic environment and I didn't feel comfortable with the people and the pressure. I didn't like it. It's a hard. People think it's easy. You know, it's an easy choice after graduation to go to mestrado, doutorado, but it's not. Luiz, what is your opinion? Você já falou, não, né? No, not this question. So please.
Well, I was last Saturday. I was chatting with my wife, and you was realizing that how luxury item is do nothing. You know, because it's a luxury item like sleep well. You know, do things that are priceless nowadays. And yes, I like the idea of mindfulness. So, but for me, I can't stay stuck. I need to be movement, you know. So, for me, my main uh, hour to try mindfulness is walking by my neighborhood in the beginning of the day, you know, in the morning, 5 a.m. walking to. I like it to see the sun rising. I like to hear the birds and the leaves in the trees, you know. I like the movement. Sometimes I like to photograph as well. And for me, it's this, you know, because I sit in this chair about 10 hours per day, you know, and I am in the front of a dark screen with colorful lines of code. It's very sad, you know. So our mind begins being overwhelmed, overthinking all the time, and sometimes you don't have the time to do nothing and don't think about nothing. So I started some things like do the mindfulness, but for me not working when I am in my house because my house is my office as well. So I need to go to the streets, look in the things, you know, feel the walls. It's like I don't know, it's like be child again when you play with your friends in the streets, you know, something like that.
Nice. That's a nice comparison. That's good that you treasure that and put that in your daily routine. I
Yeah,
started doing that, like reading a book, 20 minutes per day, and I take the time in my watch because I don't like to read less or more. I don't like to read like 30 minutes. It is good because it's the only time in my day that I don't have the phone with me.
yes. Last Saturday, me and my wife, we stayed in our sofa all afternoon with all our devices turned off, no TV, no smartphones, no nothing, just hearing the birds, the trees, just do nothing. And it was amazing. And we don't have more moments because we have all the updates and notify from telephone and social media.
Yes, you did like the Incas and Mayas used to do.
Yes.
All right, let's go to question number 6. Marcelo, what is the impact of social comparison on your ability to define success on your own terms?
Well, nothing, impacted me related that, because as a nature, you need to have your one pers perceptions about it. It depends on the social think. You know what I mean? I think it's a crucial to survive here, but particularly that is not really impacting me, to be honest.
That's great. So you have this emotional ability to look at other people's goals and achievements and don't feel pressure to do that, or
No,
don't envy other people.
no, because if to be surviving associated, you need to respect in the each minus, and that's why for me, I don't know to discuss about this stuff deeply, but I just want to say it's okay for me. It's not impacting me directly.
That's great. That's great. I feel like we live in a society where everybody's comparing themselves with other person. And since I was young, my father wanted to have the car that his friend had because it would feel like he belongs to a community. So when you don't need to compare yourself to set your goals, for me is a sign of emotional maturity.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think we need to have a reference, but measure this level to reference. I think you believe in yourself, and being have your own perception perspective about it, and the most important, think different than others. It's a normal, nothing, not impacting me.
Great, great. Thank you, Marcelo. Angelica, what about you? Do you compare yourself a lot with people? Does this comparison impact you?
Yeah, I used to compare myself with others, but I understand that we need to focus on our own progress, step by step, striving to be better person each day, learning from every lesson that life teach us. And today, I prefer to compare myself, my current self, with who I used to be in the past. I choose to measure my progress by comparing who I am today with who I used to be. And I think this way is more smart, is more enough, wiser as well. Because once I read one quote that made complete sense to me. That I'm sorry. in another room.
Okay,
The
no
quote
problem.
is about don't compare someone's stage with your backstage. And for me, resonate because it's unfair compare with others because desconsideramos our backgrounds, life conditions, socioeconomic context. So for me, it's unfair comparison with others.
For sure. I like this sentence. Don't compare your someone else's stage with your backstage, something like that. It's for me, it's a good sentence. I also used to compare myself a lot with other people. Luis, what about you? How do you feel about this comparison thing?
Yes, I had this problem in the past a lot because of my progress in how I was performing my job. My life was to work. I lost a lot of things just thinking work and comparing with another guys, and it was very sad for me. And to make a long story short, I will read a quote from my high school times. I will read in Portuguese about Dostoiévski. O homem que mente para si mesmo e escuta sua própria mentira chega a um ponto que não consegue distinguir a verdade dentro de si ou ao seu redor, e assim perde todo o respeito por si mesmo e pelos outros. E sem respeito, ele deixa de amar. So this is very important. So you can't betray yourself, never. And when you start to compare yourself, you start to betray yourself. I do believe.
Oh my God, you just slapped me in the face with that sentence. Me manda ela.
Vou mandar aqui, deixa eu copiar.
Tá. I love it.
This is from a book, I don't, Karamazov Brothers.
O book, I'm not gonna read. I'm not gonna even promise, but I like the sentence. All right, guys, our time is up. Thank you for being with me today. Have a nice week. I hope I'll see you guys some other time. And that's it. Bye-bye.